Hello guys, welcome to my channel. We are going to start with development tutorials from this video. In this video we are going to just write basic HTML and CSS code for to-do list app. So first we'll add the boilerplate of the HTML code and just rename its title to to-do app. Then we will link the CSS and JS files to the HTML file, and according to Flask we should put JS and CSS files in the static folder and HTML files in the templates folder. We'll do the Flask part of this video in later videos. Now I am linking the CSS file. We can see that the CSS file is in the static folder, so I am just writing rel equals to style sheet and href and giving the address of the file. Now I am linking the Now I added defer tag to the script tag which says the browser to load the JS and run it after loading the HTML document. Now let's just create a div with id body main or body div something. Let's change it to body div for now. After that we'll see later. Now in that we need a heading to-do app in the center, and after that we need a place to add our tasks and a button to add or delete it. So just add the heading now. And I am giving a text box input for adding tasks. In this you can keep id as you wish, and placeholder the text which you want to be visible if you don't enter any text. And we know that we are going to use a type text box, so just type equals to text. Now let's create a button beside the text box, which on click we can use any function. Just write it as a function now. We'll see after writing the JS and Python files for that. And you need a add button for every task you enter in the input, so let's just type the inner text of this as add. And we need an unordered list to display all the added tasks, so I am declaring an unordered list. The tasks in the unordered list will be displayed in the JS function, so make sure to watch that video as well. If we use the function, it's giving an error, so let's just leave it empty for now. We will add it after adding the JS file. Now let's see the preview of this once. After that we'll decide how to write CSS for it. As you can see in the preview, now it's appearing very basic. It would be better if the to-do list and this input and button comes to the center of the screen and we add any background color. So let's just do it in the CSS. Now I am opening the style.css which I linked in index.html in the head tag. So let's just write CSS here. The star tag in CSS file is basically applied to all the elements, so I'm just writing box sizing in that. You can ignore it if you want also. Now as you can see in the HTML file, body is the main screen. In that we want this to-do app and all that to be in the center of the screen, so we need to make it flex. And font family, you can keep anything. You can browse Google fonts if you want nice fonts. I'm just using this for now. We want it to be flex, so I'll just write display flex, and I want it to be like one item on top of other, so flex direction should be column, and align items, it will align the contents vertically in center, and justify content center, it will align, it will make the objects in the center horizontally. And let's just add padding so that it looks more beautiful. Let's just add background color also. I'm just adding white with lighter shade. I'm adding just antique white, which is light white. Let's just see the preview of this file, how it looks after this CSS. You can see the CSS is not applied because there is some mistake in linking of style sheet. It will be a bonus task for you to find. I'll fix it in the later part of the video. Now let's just give the CSS to the body div, which is the second main div, which contains all these to do tasks. Let's just give background color something like it of white, and padding. We are just adding basic CSS. We can add more CSS if you want. We are just doing it for basics. Let's just add some border radius to make it look square, rounded, not like sharp corners. And even in this also we need display flex so that we can align items however we want. And flex direction column so that one item comes on top of another and they get aligned in column wise. Align item stretch, it makes align item stretch, it just makes uses all the space available so that it looks good. And you need gap between each and every element of flex. So let's just add gap 20 pixels. Now let's add CSS of the heading to do app. We don't need to do much CSS about it, just some color and font color and font family. That will be enough for this. I'm adding color right now. I'm just typing random numbers. You can do any color if you want. You can use color picker to get better color. Let's add some margin so that it comes to the center of the h1. And now let's add CSS of the text box which we gave. Let's give padding to it. Let's just add some basic CSS so that it looks good. Now let's write the CSS for the button. Now let's write CSS for button. For every element you can give padding equals to 10 pixels so that the text appears to be in more centered. Let's give background color red. We'll not give any border for it, and we'll add some border radius so that it appears more like a rounded rectangle. Not. Let's see the preview of this ones. See, now I will fix the error in linking of CSS file. If you can guess it, type it in comments. We did not write a slash, so it is not considered as a directory. That's the error from all this time. Now let's just see the preview of it. See, as you can see, the CSS is applied, but we need some gap between this text box and button, and we need it to be in the center. So let's just fix it. Let's just add some margin in the down direction for text box so that it generates gap between text box and button. As you can see, the gap is created. Now we need to make sure that all the items come to the center of the screen. So let's just change the CSS for that part as well. And I also forgot to write the CSS for li. In unordered list we'll add tasks, and each task is given an li tag, so we need to add CSS for LA. I'm just adding random colors. We can see that later. It's a standard CSS for every div, so just some background color padding and margin, that's it. And border radius as well, so that it looks rounded. And the display must be flex for this. In unordered list we don't want any bullets, so I'm just doing type equals to none so that we don't get any bullet marks. You don't need to use style tag for that, you just can write type equals to none. And now let's see the preview. We need it to be in the center, so I'll now fix that issue, and after that the CSS part of this video is almost done. We'll do the JS part in the next video. For that you don't need to do anything, just the body tag is fitting the content to its original head, so just you need to write min height equals to 100, so it will fix it automatically.